This time, he's being bombarded with shocking new information. Literally speaking, he is dishonest and not very intelligent. I can smell it, and as you can see, my nose is rather large. Despite having allergies, I can still smell it well enough to know what I'm smelling when I'm smelling it in one of the most talked about moments in the history of the crossover between sports and entertainment. On live television, Stephen A. Smith and Jimmy Kimmel dealt Floyd Mayweather a vicious double hit, igniting debate, amusement, and a barrage of media stories. The incident that brought together ESPN's as the controversy surrounding Mayweather's alleged involvement in cryptocurrency scams, dubious real estate transactions, and unpaid debts grew. Smith delivered scathing criticism of the boxer's legacy and financial choices during a heated ESPN debate, while Kimmel made fun of the champion's public persona with scathing comedy and well-timed parody. The two media titans did more than just provide entertainment. They revealed flaws in the unbeaten boxer's meticulously built empire.
For this, or was this just...
I guess it's something that they just made up.
Something they made up. Do you think they're gonna paint over that when it goes as everyone seems to think it's gonna go?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. You should buy that gym from him and knock it down with a wrecking ball.
We can do that.
That would be something you could do.
We can do that.
You could potentially make... How much money could you reasonably walk out of this fight with?
350 million.
$350 million.
Yes.
Wow. I know you love money, right? I mean...
Jimmy Kimmel's straightforward and thought-provoking questions only served to increase the scrutiny on Floyd Mayweather. Beneath his glitzy lifestyle and public persona, serious financial issues started to emerge, and financial specialists have continuously warned that even the wealthiest people might become unstable due to careless spending, poor investments, and a lack of steady income. In Mayweather's case, those worries seem to be happening right now.
I bought myself on my contract for $750,000, and in just 3 fights, I made $750 million.
So would you say that was maybe the biggest point in your career? Was
I think
because you had the talent, you had all of that.
I think the best thing about my career was I'm my own boss, that I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I rolled the dice, and to become great at whatever you want to do.
In the run-up to the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight in 2015, late-night host Jimmy Kimmel, who is known for his satirical commentary, made fun of Mayweather's entourage and public persona before. Most notably, during the fight, Kimmel appeared in Pacquiao's entourage wearing a humorous outfit, garnering media attention. Jimmy Kimmel gave the event a memorable twist by joining Manny Pacquiao's entourage in a humorous parody of Justin Bieber, who was known to accompany Floyd Mayweather. Kimmel's involvement started when Pacquiao made an appearance as a guest on Jimmy Kimmel Live in April 2015. During the interview, Kimmel joked that he would like to be part of Pacquiao's entourage and offered to be his Justin Bieber. Pacquiao accepted, which paved the way for Kimmel's special involvement on Fight Night. Kimmel kept his word and accompanied Pacquiao to the ring at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. He wore an outfit inspired by Run DMC, complete with a black fedora, gold chains, and a Pac-Man t-shirt that humorously referenced Pacquiao's nickname by showing the Pac-Man character eating tiny pictures of Mayweather's head in place of the customary dots later. In a 2017 interview on Jimmy Kimmel Live, Kimmel asked Mayweather if he would make love to Conor McGregor, which caused the boxer to become visibly confused. The moment was widely shared and discussed, emphasizing Kimmel's penchant for fusing humor with thought-provoking questions throughout his storied boxing career. Floyd Mayweather claims to make about $300 million a month from strategic investments, especially in real estate. In 2006, he made a significant move by investing $750,000 to purchase his freedom from a contract with Top Rank, which ultimately resulted in earnings of $750 million from blockbuster bouts. Mayweather has amassed over $1.1 billion in earnings, including significant payouts from his high-profile fights against Conor McGregor, $300 million, and Manny Pacquiao, $250 million. He is one of the wealthiest athletes in the world thanks to his extensive portfolio, which includes beautiful homes, expensive cars, and profitable businesses like Mayweather Promotions and the Money Team brand.
Everybody claiming that I'm not that sharp and I'm not that smart, then why should I give you guys my business plan?
Right, why you want to know?
Why should I reveal my business plan? It's obvious if I've been a multi-millionaire,
and made over $1 billion. By the time I was 40, I think I made over, I think, 1.2 billion with no endorsement deal.
Floyd Mayweather revealed details about his lavish lifestyle during an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live in 2017. When Kimmel asked about Mayweather's financial practices, Mayweather gave a characteristically confident response, saying, "Whatever you bet, if you don't win, I'll give it back to you." Beyond these anecdotes, he further explained his spending and revealed that he had once arranged for a Brinks truck to deliver millions of dollars to his residence, highlighting his penchant for luxury and convenience. This statement demonstrated his confidence in his financial acumen and his willingness to support his statements with action. These examples highlight Floyd Mayweather's approach to wealth, which is characterized by extravagant spending and a dedication to maintaining a luxurious lifestyle. For example, he has been known to spend up to $1,000 per meal for his personal chef, and the same amount for haircuts from his barber. He has also made significant investments in high-end vehicles, including a $4.7 million Koenigsegg CCXR TVA, one of only two in existence. Stephen A. Smith has been vocal about Floyd Mayweather's financial habits, especially denouncing his exorbitant expenditures and dubious investments. For example, Smith's criticism raises questions about whether Mayweather's extravagant lifestyle can be sustained. Mayweather's alleged $42 million investment in a real estate portfolio in New York City has drawn criticism. Investigations showed that there had been no change in ownership recorded in the ownership documents, raising doubts about the deal's validity. Smith's criticisms imply that Mayweather's financial choices might not be consistent with his image as a wise businessman. His financial practices are called into question by the apparent differences between his stated investments and actual ownership. Although Mayweather has accumulated substantial wealth over his career, recent events suggest that his financial future may be uncertain. The combination of extravagant spending and dubious investments could endanger his long-term financial stability. Smith's analysis serves as a warning about the possible dangers of unrestrained spending and the significance of transparency in financial dealings. Smith's remarks highlight the necessity of meticulous budgeting as well as the dangers of leading a prominent life.
Having any real kind of boxing background. I did not see the fight, although I heard he lost every round and Floyd Money Mayweather was whipping him pretty good. I was not there. I did not see it. I do not know. Here's what I do know, which is where my disappointment comes from. When you are as great as Floyd Money Mayweather, everybody doesn't deserve to be in your space. I know you like to make money. You're never going to stop making money. Very, very few people on the planet know how to make money like you know how to make money. But some of this stuff has got to stop. You want to get Conor McGregor in the ring for an exhibition match? All right, that's fine. You know, Conor sold that. It was great marketing. He's not a boxer, but hey, he was a knockout artist in the UFC. I get it. John Gotti III, I don't know anything about him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. And yes, I'm being smart. I'm not trying to disrespect the grandson of a mobster. Fair enough. But what I'm trying to say is this. When you're great, when you're elite, not just anybody deserves to be in your pristine space. And what I mean by that is I'm not talking about on the street or anything like that. Boxing is your...
Oscar De La Hoya. Longtime opponent Floyd Mayweather has openly attacked Mayweather for what he sees as hypocrisy in his handling of exhibition bouts. While Mayweather frequently makes fun of YouTubers and crossover fighters like Logan Paul, De La Hoya has noted that he has made a substantial profit from similar endeavors by characterizing others as merely influencers while competing in exhibition bouts against social media celebrities. In a heated interview, Mayweather seems to go against principles. De La Hoya didn't hold back when he called Mayweather a phony and a scammer for his conduct. He emphasized that boxing's integrity is compromised by Mayweather's participation in these exhibition fights, particularly when he criticizes others for doing the same. Oscar De La Hoya has been outspoken in his criticism of Floyd, and his remarks underscore the continued conflict between the two boxing greats, as well as the larger discussion around the commercialization of the sport. Recent exhibition bouts by Mayweather Jr. raised the possibility that Mayweather is struggling for financial gain or attention. In an Instagram video, De La Hoya argues that Mayweather's frequent media appearances and contentious takes are timed to rekindle public interest and generate revenue. According to De La Hoya, Mayweather's exhibition bout against John Gotti III ended with the crowd jeering, underscoring the event's chaotic nature and the referee change that Mayweather himself caused in the middle of the fight. Mayweather was advised by De La Hoya to stop taking part in these shows, saying, "Stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions." Nonetheless, Mayweather has justified his involvement in exhibition bouts, claiming that he is generating riches and establishing a generational fortune through them. He believes that these bouts are a respectable source of revenue and a way for him to stay relevant in the boxing community.
What's going on with Floyd, Canelo, Instagram? What's up with all that stuff?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, you know, he tried to steal somewhat of Canelo's thunder. He couldn't help himself. He had to crawl under his rock, out of his rock, and make some noise. But look, he's retired. I mean, either he's hurting for attention or he's hurting for money. And you know, we strongly feel that, look, Canelo's the man right now. He's the highest paid athlete in the world, and then we move on and we go forward. And
in an apparent attempt to further solidify his reputation as not only a boxing legend, but also a shrewd and prosperous businessman wearing high-end clothing and being watched by cameras, Floyd Mayweather was recently spotted strolling through the streets of New York City with assurance, pointing to several high-rise buildings and claiming them as part of his vast real estate portfolio. Mayweather's actions were obviously intended to impress and quell rumors about his financial difficulties. But the story quickly fell apart when real estate analysts and investigative journalists started looking into the ownership records of the buildings he claimed to own and discovered a glaring contradiction. Mayweather noted that none of the properties were linked to any recognized company connected to him or registered in his name. These results increased conjecture that Mayweather's fortune may not be as stable as he claims in a recent video. Displayed, Floyd Mayweather's exorbitant spending on renting expensive mansions, many of which he obviously doesn't need his pension for, rather than purchasing or living in them, appears to be motivated more by a desire to appear wealthy than by practical considerations. Despite regularly portraying himself as a financial expert and strategist, his actions suggest otherwise by prioritizing image maintenance over long-term investments or property ownership. As critics have noted that these extravagant expenditures reflect an attempt to maintain a certain public persona rather than making wise financial decisions. Mayweather's spending patterns appear impulsive rather than deliberate, which raises doubts about his financial savvy and makes many wonder if his choices are motivated by a need for approval from others rather than careful planning. Such actions for someone who professes to be financially proficient show a pattern of careless spending.
Floyd Mayweather just signed a deal to lease an apartment in Midtown Manhattan. He's going to be paying $100,000 per month for this place. Here's the apartment, you guys. It's got 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, 4,000 square feet, and the place is pretty epic, I'm not gonna lie. The description says that this is a double unit and it is a corner unit, so you got a ton of natural light in here. Do you think this place is worth $100,000 per month? Why would Floyd spend $100,000 a month on this apartment? If I had to guess, it would be a combination of owning something is just kind of a liability. Plus, I'm pretty sure whenever you rent a place versus buy a place for business purposes, you're able to write off more of that lease payment. So if I had to guess, that $100,000 per month is going to be a pretty big write-off for him based on how he plans to.
In response to reports that his $42 million real estate venture had caused him to have financial difficulties, Floyd Mayweather Jr. recently declared, "I use my own money and no one else is in on this." He claimed to have independently purchased 62 buildings in Manhattan, but questions have been raised about the veracity of this claim. Business Insider's investigation found that New York City property records show no ownership transfer for the buildings Mayweather claims to have bought. Experts speculate that Mayweather may have only acquired a minority stake with options for future expansion, rather than full ownership, as he claims, further complicating the situation. Not been informed of any impending sales or ownership changes. In an open discussion with Snoop Dogg, Mayweather Jr. has repeatedly underlined the value of accumulating riches via education and mentoring. Mayweather provided details on his aggressive strategy for achieving financial freedom. He described how he would visit his millionaire friends and observe their opulent possessions, but he wanted more than simply fun. He would say to them, "It's cool to ride on your yacht, but I need a yacht like this. You can't be my friend if you can't show me how to get it." Instead of passively accepting his friend's success, Mayweather actively tried to learn from them with the goal of replicating and maintaining their accomplishments. This approach represents his drive to move beyond mere wealth to generational prosperity. Mayweather underlined the value of mentoring and knowledge sharing in attaining long-term financial success. Mayweather's strategy emphasizes how important it is to surround oneself with people who are not just wealthy, but also eager to share the means to get there. His concentration on gaining information from prosperous peers demonstrates a calculated approach to financial development that prioritizes long-term stability and the capacity to impart wealth-building skills to the generations.
Every time I got around my billionaire buddies, I was more like, it's cool to come over your house, but I need a house like this. Yeah. It's cool to ride on your yacht, but I need a yacht like this. Yeah. It's cool to ride on your jet, but I want a jet like this. And I said, no, I don't want to ride on yours. You show me how to get it. You can't be my friend if you can't show me how to get it. Because once they show me how to get it, then I can install it in my children. Then it trickles down.
It's a bloodline thing.
Yes. So it's about wealth. You know, I'm no longer rich, I'm wealthy. So, you know, when I sit down with my billionaire buddies, I don't sit down with them and say, you know what? Oh, I want to get on your yacht. Oh, I want to get on your plane. No, that ain't what I did. Oh, I like your house. Nuh-uh. You know what I say? Listen, show me the way. I'm gonna do the same thing that you're doing. So if you say that you want to, you keep calling me over here because I'm cool, because I'm fly. You like my swag, you like everything about me, right? You do then, I need to invest the same thing you invested in. If not, then we don't need to be, we ain't really.
Addition to financial difficulties, Mayweather's legacy is tainted by a number of legal issues, especially those involving claims of emotional and physical abuse by former partners. In 2014, Chantel Jackson, his ex-fiancée, filed a lawsuit against him, alleging that he had posted a sonogram of their aborted twins online and threatened to release private images unless she eliminated a photo with earlier in 2010, Josie Harris, the mother of 3 of Mayweather's children, accused him of a violent assault in front of their children, claiming that he kicked and punched her, causing visible injuries. Rapper Nelly Jackson said that these actions caused her a deal of emotional pain. Mayweather pleaded guilty to lesser charges of harassment and violence and was imprisoned for 2 months.
Floyd Mayweather, real quick, okay? So somebody sent me a lawsuit. I gotta go through the details. But apparently, a few of his girls, strippers at Girl Collection are suing him for loss of wages, okay? Now, I wasn't gonna pay attention to this because I was just like, well, how are y'all strippers and you suing him for loss of wages? I'm trying to figure that out. Like, you get your money from the Patriot. What does he have to do with your money? And so somebody put a little bird in my ear. They said this was the beginning of the lawsuit, okay? They're gonna be adding more allegations of harassment and all this stuff. And I was just like, no, hold up, you worked in a club. And so apparently there's more to come, all right? But here's my thing. I was like, the last person that filed a lawsuit against him, alleging anything, where's she at?
In addition to financial difficulties, Mayweather's legacy is tainted by legal issues, especially those involving claims of emotional and physical abuse by former partners. In 2014, Chantel Jackson, his ex-fiancée, filed a lawsuit against him, alleging that he had posted a sonogram of their aborted twins online and threatened to release private images unless she eliminated a photo with earlier in 2010, Josie Harris, the mother of 3 of Mayweather's children, accused him of a violent assault in front of their children, claiming that he kicked and punched her, causing visible injuries. Rapper Nelly Jackson, of emotional pain. Mayweather pleaded guilty to lesser charges of harassment and violence and was imprisoned for 2 months.
Pick up a couple dollars. You know, they upset. See, they upset because I'm able to milk the game. I was smart, kept all my faculties, made a lot of smart investments. So, you know, when great people like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates, the Waltons, the people that own Walmart and Walgreens, when they're getting money in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s, 80s, and even 90s, it's okay. A young kid like myself from the inner city, from the ghetto, I worked my way to the top. I was able to leave boxing on my own terms and keep all my faculties, kept a lot of my money. So they're upset that I'm able to go out there and continue to make 40 and 50 and 60 million outside the ring. You can't get mad. Yo, listen, this is what God wants.
5. Do you think Mayweather's exhibition bouts are a wise business decision, or do they take away from the sport of boxing? Legacy, please leave your thoughts in the space provided below.